Welcome to the Embodied Mystic Podcast, where we explore the path of feminine awakening and luscious womanhood. Together we'll be diving into topics like sacred sexuality, feminine embodiment, spiritual healing, and soulful relationships. I'm your host, Tamara Fael, tantric mentor and Aries hype girl, here to guide you back to the temple of your body and fall in love with being a woman. I look forward to journeying together. Hello, my babes. Welcome back to the podcast. So I got this sudden hit that I needed to record this episode now. It's like 8:45 in the evening, Bali time. So I'm just gonna roll with this energy, manifesting generator time. I'm gonna really try and keep this one brief. My episodes can be quite long, so I'm just gonna try and keep this one succinct. So yeah, I'm super excited to get into this topic of sensual self-care today. This is really one of my favorite topics, and I've never got to really speak about this in this way. So I'm really excited to get stuck in. So these are going to be all things that you can do at home. They're going to be cheap, they're going to be easy, they're going to be simple, and they are 100% going to support you to connect with your body, your beautiful body, and your luscious, glowing, radiant, feminine energy. So yeah, these tips are going to be big Taurus energy. And we're actually astrologically at the time of recording moving out of Taurus season, and I felt a bit sad about my planning that I didn't manage to release this during Taurus season. But today I saw that Jupiter is actually moving into Taurus for quite a long time, which means we have an amplified Taurian energy right now. Like, we have access to that gorgeous, earthy, sensual, physical realm delights and pleasures, and so that made me feel really happy, and I feel like this episode is just perfect to help you get into those lovely Taurus vibes. So anyone who knows me IRL in real life knows that I'm obsessed with creating beautiful home spaces, and my self-care is top notch. I am very like decadent, and I don't know, it's just like in my veins, this stuff. So these sensual self-care practices and pieces to try are things that you can do at home, and they're not just going to support you, they're also going to really give your space, your home environment, this like goddess temple vibes. And I don't say that in the really, cliche, like, just a space that has super feminine stuff everywhere and, goddess statues and yoni paintings and whatnot. No, although you can have that. I also have those things. This is about creating an energetic temple space. So this is about deeply infusing your space with your pleasure, your delight, and your full-bodied yes. This is about creating an energetic and physical sanctuary for you to deeply replenish and revitalize in, when you step in the door, because your home environment, it's like any environment holds the frequency of what's been there before. We can cleanse spaces from negative experience and negative energy, but the positive experiences, the beautiful experiences, especially experiences where there's like an expanded heart field and there's like bliss and pleasure, that is something that's really felt in a space. And I can't tell you how beautiful it is to code your home space with those frequencies, and people will feel it. Like, people will walk into your space and have beautiful healing experiences and feel more deeply connected to themselves, and they'll be able to tap into those frequencies. It's super, super magical. And I've had that experience many times, and I've had people stay in my space or just enter my space and really comment on the energy and the frequency. So before I get started with all these tips, I just want to say that I personally feel the most aligned with beauty and self-care and practices that support the earth. So all of what I'm offering in this episode is natural and eco-friendly, and by proxy is also very healthy and high vibe. I feel like some people are going to listen to this episode and be like, Tamar, this is like random as fuck. But look, I'm just being real with you. This is what I do. This is what I love. Like, these sensual self-care practices and just things that I do make me feel amazing. They make me feel like a goddess, and they improve my quality of life tremendously. Like, I can't even tell you. When I do these things, I really do feel cared for, and I feel, especially as women, for the women listening, I'm guessing this will be mostly women listening, but it is such an important thing that we feel taken care of, and even more so if we're not in partnership. Like, we have a sacred duty to love up on ourselves. So connecting to yourself in all these ways is gonna really improve your connection to your body. It's gonna get you feeling more embodied and loving your body more. They're gonna support you to really feel your radiant feminine energy and really discover what that is for you, because it's so unique to each and every one of us. We all have our own unique flavor of the feminine. Okay, so the first sensual self-care practice that I do is what I do in the morning. And actually a lot of these are going to be related to bedtime for me. And it's cool because it's evening here, so it's going to get me all excited to do them. But this one is about the morning. So I am very blessed to be in Bali. I'm going back to Europe this week, actually. But I do a different version of this when I'm in Europe. But here in Bali, I wake up, I draw my curtains, I open my doors, and I sit I sometimes sit, it's like on the floor of my room, but with the windows open. They're like doors that are fully open. I get this gorgeous morning sunlight. Usually it's kind of like the sun's rising and it takes some time. I make my tea, I do some things, I shower, and then by the time that I want to go and sit with my tea in the sun, there's like this just beautiful sunshine that comes right into my room. So I sit in the morning sun. I like put my towel down on the ground. I sit on the ground. I put on a podcast or some like beautiful music, but I love listening to women talking about beautiful things in the morning. I love it. And I get some olive oil. I really like using, there's a kind of olive oil that like smells less. I think it's like the one I have is a light olive oil. And I oil myself. I put oil all over my body. I mean, I put a different oil on my face. So, you know, by this time I've like washed my face. I've done like my facial skincare. I do like to dry brush before the shower, which I love. So all clean, all dry brushed, sitting in the sun. And I oil myself when I'm still wet from the shower. So I still have all these like water drops all over my skin. And this is really important because when you have all that moisture and wetness on your skin, it will firstly help the oil absorb much faster. I don't know why. It just works. Like when I wait too long to put the oil on, I get a bit annoyed because it takes longer to, you know, absorb. So yeah, I do it straight out of the shower. I put oil all over my skin. I love olive oil. It's just gorgeous, and it's so good for us. It's so good for our skin. And I massage my body, and yeah, I just give myself a gorgeous oil massage, and it is so like amazing for the nervous system to do self massage, and especially using like a high quality natural oil. Like the oil isn't just great for the skin, it also absorbs into our body and helps our body, you know, gives us this additional moisture and goodness. And olive oil is just such a gorgeous gift from the earth. It's natural, completely natural. It's easily accessible. I mean, like when I travel, I'll sometimes just pick up like one of those teeny tiny bottles of olive oil that you can buy, and I'll just get it at like a local supermarket so that I don't have to travel with lots of oils. I used to use coconut oil, but honestly, I find olive oil just absorbs much faster. I know that like some people, after they do an oil massage, they'll have another shower. You totally can do that. I mean, I recommend letting the oil sit on your skin for as long as possible. I personally never shower afterwards, but I have these super slow, long, luxurious morning routines. So I create the spaciousness to just leave it on my skin and let it soak in. But I mean, I totally get if that's not possible. So you can, maybe leave it on for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I think like 20 minutes would be awesome. And then, you can wash it off. There's just something so glorious about sitting in the sun and massaging myself. And, you know, something that we were taught in the UK, there was like this campaign at some point that was basically raising awareness for breast cancer. And it was about the importance of like, you know, giving your boobs touch, giving your boobs, your breasts some touch, and feeling them so that you can really like recognize if there's suddenly a lump that appears in your breasts. You know, I think the whole point of that campaign was like, when it's caught early, breast cancer is like very curable. So I always think of that when I'm massaging myself. I really like that campaign really did its job, because when I massage myself, massage, it's late. When I massage myself, I really feel like I am in touch with every inch of my body. It's like I am feeling myself all over, and it really helps me to notice if something's, you know, looking a bit strange, or if something's changed. I can really like catch that, because I'm literally making contact with the landscape of my body. It's like I know my own geography, and I feel like that's super important. So I massage my whole entire body. It's super delicious. When I'm in the UK or somewhere cold, I'll just like put a blanket on. Like I'll put a blanket over me. Here I have like a robe that I love. You know, it's obviously got to be something that you don't mind getting a little bit oily. But yeah, I'll like put something warm on, and then I'll like massage my legs, and then I'll like take the jumper off and put something like warm over my legs, and then I'll like massage my upper body. So this is just, it's such a gorgeous practice. It's so simple, and I also just love touch, and it's so beautiful to give myself a little bit of like loving, nourishing touch in the morning. So that is number one. Okay, sensual self-care tip number two. So we're moving into nighttime, and this one is honestly, it's bougie as fuck. I mean, the bedtime ones are really bougie, but I mean, this is what it is, you know, where Jupiter is in Taurus now. So number two is bedtime fragrance. So there are like two parts to this. So one is about literally like making yourself smell good before you get into bed. Oh my God, it's a game changer. And the second part to this is about making your space smell really good. So I love having an essential oil blend diffusing in the evening. I haven't done this in ages, and this is making me feel really excited to go and do it. But yeah, I have an essential oil diffuser that's right next to my bed. It's like on my bedside table, and just like I love it. I love having something beautiful in the air that I can smell as I do my nighttime routine. I don't want to use like incense in the evening. I really like using incense in the morning when I can open the windows, but at night here we get mosquitoes, so my doors are shut. I get the diffuser going, I put on a relaxing blend, you know, something with lavender, something that's gonna support the sleepy vibes. And yeah, I smell it as I do my nighttime routine. And my favorite is like when my head hits the pillow and I just smell these amazing smells. It's so delicious. So that's the first part of like the bedtime fragrance vibe. And I just want to say, like, I recently saw this thing on Instagram. It was this woman, I can't remember who she was, but she was saying, go to bed cute. Like, do it for yourself, you know? How we go to bed matters. And I just love this. It's like, there's something so beautiful, and it's almost like romantic. It's almost like self-romance to like make yourself beautiful for bed. Like, make it an occasion, make it an occasion. So I sometimes love to put a little bit of roll-on perfume on my pulse points as I get into bed. So this is really best when you've done your skincare routine, and really the best of the best is having a pre-bedtime shower. So you're going to bed clean, your skincare is done, you're hydrated, you are chilling from all these like relaxing essential oils in the air. You're going to bed clean and smelling amazing. So I don't usually shower in the evening. I usually shower in the morning. But like, water helps us cleanse our energy. So actually having a shower before bed, like, it feels so good. It feels so good. I feel like it just cleanses me of everything that happened that day. And then fragrance is also energy cleansing. And obviously, you know, you're physically clean as well. But yeah, I can't even tell you like how just abundant and luxurious and Venusian this makes me feel. And, you know, all of these things that I'm sharing, they're about the senses, right? It's sensual. It's about how can we use all of our senses to feel pleasure and to delight in the experience that we can have on this earth. So that's what this is about. And when I wear perfume to bed, and I just, little side note, my perfume is natural. I really recommend avoiding chemical fragrances as they can really disrupt our hormones. So find a super delicious natural fragrance perfume that you love. It can even be some essential oil. And you know what happens when I do this? I'm obsessed with it. It's making me so happy just thinking about it. So when I put perfume on before I go to bed, every time I wake up in the morning and I can just still smell all of this like delicious, musky, perfumey scent. And it's on my pillow, you know? It's on my pillow, it's on my hair, it's in my sheets. And it honestly, it just makes me so happy. I can't even tell you. It's just so gorgeous, like waking up in the morning and smelling a scent that I love. I want to say also about this, like, I'm single. You know, like, I do this for me. Like, I'm not doing this for anyone else. No one sees me in this. And actually, like, I'm way less likely to do this if I have a partner staying over, because, you know, they distract me with their sexy man ways, and I'm just like more messy and I'm not doing this stuff. So yeah, this is really, really for us. It's for you, it's for me. Sensual self-care number 3. Get yourself some high quality bedwear. So I usually, if I'm sleeping at home, I sleep naked. It's just the best. I mean, this is my preference. But almost everything else that I wear or come into contact with is silk or high quality organic cotton. So I am a huge fan of natural materials, and I just want to quickly share a little bit about that. So there is something really profound that happens in our nervous system when we wear natural fabrics instead of synthetic. So I personally feel much more calm when I wear natural materials. Like, I can sometimes even feel my nervous system dropping into a parasympathetic state, so into this like relaxed, rest and digest state when I wear linen and cotton. And I know that some people might think that that's ridiculous, but I'm sensitive and I do notice, and there's a palpable difference for me. Like, my felt sense in my body shifts. So, that's like the kind of like more sensual, embodied take on choosing a more earth-friendly option. But, I also really believe that our relationship with the earth and with the planet is symbiotic. And when we protect and care for the earth through our choices, she feels us. Like, I do believe that the earth is a sentient being, and I believe she feels us, she feels our heart, she sees the choices that we're making, and she's thankful. So, I really see this as part of being a sensual being, of being like, someone who cares about embodiment. It's like our body is part of the earth, and everything that we do while we're here in this body on this planet has a consequence, and it directly impacts the earth. Yes, I'm really far from perfect when it comes to making pro-earth choices, but I really do my best with fabrics, and I feel great about it. Like, it feels great in my body, it feels good in my heart, and yeah, so that's that. And also, like, when I found out about the microplastics that are in synthetic materials, like, that really just, like, that did something to me, It's like, it's not only when we buy synthetic and, like, unnatural fabric that the process of creating them is, like, damaging for the environment. It's also that, like, and also it's not good for us, but every single time we wash it, little tiny microplastics seep out from the fabric into the water, and that goes back to the ocean and pollutes the ocean. Like, I can't. To me, that's devastating. Like, every single time we wash something that's not organic, that's what happens. Yeah, like, that's the reality. So, obviously no need to throw out all your things. I believe, we can make small, slow changes, one thing at a time. But yeah, I'm just such a huge advocate for, like, natural materials, natural fabrics, and I love how they make me feel. They feel so good on my skin, and they're also really high quality. So, what I use when I sleep. So I am precious about my hair. So I always put my hair up in a bun and I use a silk scrunchie. I sleep with a silk eye mask. It's just, a kind of regular silk eye mask. It's nothing super expensive or fancy. And my absolute favorite is my silk pillowcase. So again, I know some people are going to really make fun of me, but I can viscerally remember also the moment of waking up after I slept with a silk pillowcase for the very first time. I woke up and I felt the cooling softness of the silk on my skin. It was the most exquisite sensation to wake up to, and I was like, oh my God, I love my life. I'm not even kidding. That's really how I felt. And I have never had such a strong reaction as I had the first time, but I do wake up in the morning and just feel how silky smooth it is, and it does bring me happiness. So I know that most people are familiar with using silk pillowcases and eye masks with scrunchies because of how gentle they are on the skin. So yeah, using silk is a quite well-known beauty hack. So yeah, they are so super soft and smooth. And what that means is that the fabric doesn't tug at our skin or at our hair the way that cotton does. So yeah, the use of silk is really known worldwide for its prevention of wrinkles and supporting with all kind of issues with our hair. But I primarily use it for its just deliciously soft and luxurious feel. Okay, loves, I had to go to bed. I was feeling a little bit loopy, but I'm back and I'm really excited to get back in. So the next sensual self-care habit that I have and I love is having a really abundant feeling beauty routine. So I am a big fan of routines, and I have to say, for having a routine, it really helps when I'm grounded in one physical space and I don't have a million other things going on. I find that really helps me just dial in on these routines and make sure that I have enough spaciousness for whatever it is that I need to do. So yeah, I am such a big lover of beauty and making these things a really gorgeous self-care ritual. I feel as women, there's something inherent in our being, and maybe this is more actually about the feminine, but there's this desire to adorn and beautify and enhance and just make ourselves really our best. And honestly, I've gone back and forth with this, but I do not feel this is something that's shallow or vapid at all. I actually feel our connection with beauty as women, or, from the feminine, is such an important contributor, a contributing factor to our general life force and feeling of happiness and fulfillment. So I really love having a solid beauty routine that I go to morning and night. There are different products that I use in the evening versus in the morning. And that's quite standard, like using a kind of heavier, more luxurious cream in the nighttime because you've got like the whole of the night for that to soak in. I am actually using this gorgeous Blue Lotus night cream that my beautiful priestess sister Angelina has created. They are absolutely divine, her things, and I love using things that my friends have made or that people that I know have made, things where I feel like assured of the quality. And I know that often, having a skincare routine like this is really often done in a hurry, like as we're on our way out the door, or, just slapping something on our face ready for the evening. But again, I'm just such an advocate of really taking our time with these beauty rituals and making it like a moment, with our body, with our skin, to really consciously give back to our body, which serves us so deeply. And yeah, it's really in this slowing down and learning to just take a moment to savor ourselves and be grateful for this body that we have. Like these the things where, like, when we take the time for these things, we're investing not just in our body and our physical beauty and upkeep of our skin. We're investing in our energy. We're investing in our sense of feeling good within our body when we take the time to really enjoy the touch that we're giving to ourselves. And like, as part of this habit, I want to talk about something else as well, which I'm really passionate about. And that is creating my own like natural beauty products. I really want this to be clear that like taking really good care of ourselves doesn't need to be pricey. We don't need to continually be buying all these really expensive products. So yeah, I guess ever since I went really like hippie, crunchy granola, I was like, I guess 8 years ago, I've been just obsessed with natural beauty. And yeah, I've made a lot of what I use on my skin. So I make face masks, I make hair masks, I make scrubs, I make face and body oils. And, I'm saying I make them. Some of them I do, make and put some things together. And I really feel like I've created something. But, just like the example of the olive oil, that's you can just go out and buy yourself like some really high quality, gorgeous olive oil. But yeah, for example, for face masks, for all of these things, you'd be amazed what you can create and make from things that are in your fridge and things that are already in your pantry, already sitting in your cupboards. Like, I love this idea of like when we're buying a beauty product or when we're considering what we want to put on our skin, to ask, can I eat it? And if you can eat it, that's a pretty good sign that it's going to be great for your skin. And, it's not going to have any of these like nasty chemicals. It's going to fully break down and just support your body in a way that it knows how to do. So a face mask that I made recently, I used some honey, I used some matcha, I used some spirulina, I might have used a little bit of lemon, and that was it. And I was amazed. Like, I had really avoided using honey for face masks because I had just assumed that it would be a nightmare to work with and it would go everywhere. But amazingly, I learned that like honey makes for such a great face mask, and who knew? But it comes off like so easy. There was no mess, there was no grossness, it didn't drip everywhere. It was amazing, and my skin felt amazing. And, you know, on the topic of face masks, I just have to put this in here. So, when I first came to Bali, I think I'd been here for a few months, and I started to notice that the texture of the skin on my face was feeling just not as soft as usual. Yeah, the elements are quite harsh here. The water isn't great. So yeah, I was just noticing that it wasn't, my just face wasn't feeling very soft. And I tried all these things. I was recommended loads of these products. I was trying things. And then one day I had my period and I just decided to put some blood on my face. There are going to be loads of people who are going to be really on board with this, and there are going to be some people who are like, what the fuck? But yeah, I honestly, nothing made my skin as baby soft as doing that menstrual blood face mask. It's insane, and actually I'm just feeling my skin, and I'm about to get my moon, and I'm due for another one of those. So just saying, that blood is like packed full of stem cells and like all the awesome things that were in your uterus, you know, that were gonna support a little baby to, you know, live for 9 months inside of you. So there's some really good stuff there, I'm just saying. And if it's not your thing, that's totally fine. So yeah, I am at some point very soon gonna make a whole ebook with all of my favorite natural beauty, like recipes and do-it-yourself things. It's such a beautiful, like, little afternoon to just make yourself some homemade goodies. But yeah, I mean, also some more things that I love to make. So hair masks, like raw egg is amazing for hair. You've just got to be careful if you use the egg. Just so you know, when you wash it out of your hair, you've got to use cold water, because if the water is warm, the egg will literally cook. And you'll have bits of egg in your hair. So you don't say I didn't warn you. But egg is amazing. It's so full of protein. I love egg. Another favorite hair mask of mine is just the aloe vera, the like fleshy, hydrating amazingness. My hair is so soft when I use this. Another one is the olive oil and the coconut oil. You could use just one of those to do a full hair mask, or you could mix them, throw some delicious essential oils in there. So yeah, these are just some of the examples of the things that I have been doing for years, and I adore them. And, you know, it makes me feel like I am really taking care of myself. Like yeah, that's it. Just like I take really good care of myself, and I care. And not only do I care about my body, I care about the earth, and, you know, using things that are going to be affordable and also full of health and don't have all these like chemicals and weird, nasty things hidden that I, you know, then will want to detox out of my body. So I hope this has inspired you in some way. Like, I couldn't afford to be buying super high quality products in the volume that I use them. So start with just one thing at a time. Find a way of making it that you really like. There are tons of recipes online, and I'm gonna share with you this ebook really soon. If you'd like to be one of the first to receive it, you can sign up via the link in the show notes, and I'll get that over to you as soon as it's ready. But yeah, it's just so amazingly creative and resourceful and just nourishing on a whole other level to actually make your own things and learn how to source really high quality ingredients and make something that you love that is totally customized to you and your needs, that you get to experiment with and really just find the right thing. So it's just such a gift, truly. I wish every woman was doing this. And I mean, also what's really cool about it is that if you travel, like I mentioned with the little olive oil thing, if you travel and you're away, you know, you can just buy yourself a jar of honey, you can just use some eggs, some avocado, some banana. These things are also amazing for using on your skin or using on your hair. And these are all just really, you know, commonly found items that can be bought easily wherever you are, and then you don't have to travel with all these things. So that's it for now, my loves. I really hope this has been inspiring and helpful. I just absolutely love all of these things. They really light up my world and help me feel so connected to us. So I hope you have such a beautiful day. I've really tried to keep this brief and we're coming on to 47 minutes. So, you know, I'm getting there. And yeah, I love you so much and I can't wait to see you soon. Let me know if you're going to try any of these DIY beauty tricks. Love you. You're listening to the Embodied Mystic Podcast. Thank you for being here and for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and that it could serve you in some way. I'd love to hear from you. My inbox is always open. Let me know what spoke to you in this episode and if there was a moment that lit you up or brought you into deeper self-reflection. If you loved this episode, I'd be super grateful if you took a moment to leave a review or share with a friend. You can do this easily by visiting the link in the show notes. It's been a real pleasure connecting with you today, and see you soon.